Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
2 minutes. I'm just starting.
Hi, Samir.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, everyone able to see my screen?
Yes,
I'm,
yes.
sir.
yeah,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, Amir.
Okay. Okay, shall we start now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, so we were looking into the case study. I'll just brief up the case study, what we have done it yesterday. Then I'll just brush it up once, and then we'll move ahead with the completion of this entire process today. Okay. So the yesterday is the case study was, okay, case study 1 we were looking into. And now in this, what is that we have? Like that is nothing but title of the case study. The title of the case study is copy data from, yes, copy data from blob storage. Yes, blob storage to what is that? Blob storage. That means blob storage means what is it?
Azure storage.
Exactly. Azure blob storage. It is the Azure storage. It is nothing but called as what? Azure storage. So hence we call it as what? Azure blob storage. Okay. We call it as what? Copy data from Azure blob storage to again the Azure blob storage. Okay, guys. So this is the title we have it. And now the next one we have, what is that? Source data store or source data storage. Okay, source data storage is what is that you have it? The source data storage is what? Azure blob storage. The source data storage is what? Azure blob storage. And now I wanted to copy a file here. Only one file I wanted to copy from one, that is nothing but I want a file with a name called what? Airlines.csv. I want the file called what? Airlines.csv. And then I'm using the sync data store. Sync means what, guys? Target. Exactly. Sync data store or sync data storage. We have the sync data storage as what? The same Azure blob storage. Yes, that is nothing but the source is also the Azure blob storage and the target is also the Azure blob storage. Okay, guys, we have the source as the blob storage and Azure blob storage and target as the blob storage. Now, so before we move ahead, just I'll brush it up once on this case study only. So just we'll have it. The source, it requires what is that? Source. Source to what is that we are doing? We are just putting the data into what is the target. The target is called as what? Sync here. So for the process of ETL, yes, guys, for the process of what is that? ETL, extraction, then transformation, and what is that? Loading. We require what is that? The following thing. What is that? Source. Okay, we require what is that? Source and target. So wherein from the source, what we do? We pull in the data into this ADF environment. Into what is that? ADF. ADF. We pull in the data into what is that? ADF environment. And from there, the process of extraction, then the transformation, and what is it? Loading starts. And at the end, the data will be loaded into what is that? The target. That is called as what? Sync. So now we were looking into the steps. Okay. So we were looking into the steps yesterday. So I'm just going ahead with the steps now. Now, guys, tell me what is the first step we have seen? Step one. Step one. What is the step one? We have it. Yes. Create.
Blob storage.
Create the resource group.
Exactly. The first one is what is that? Resource group. Make sure. Yes, resource group. Without the resource group, you cannot go ahead. So you must and should create a resource group. So it is mandatory to give a resource group. So step 1 is the resource group. And then what is it? You have it, the step 2. Yes, guys, I want everyone to answer on this. Yes.
Create the blob storage.
Yes, create the
blob storage.
Create the Azure Blob Storage.
Azure
Yes.
blob storage and
For the
existing.
time being, you try to use the full name Azure Blob Storage. So once you are, onto the subject, you will be, because we have started interfacing just yesterday itself. So I want everyone to go ahead with this. So Azure Blob Storage is the second step, creating the Azure Blob Storage. What is the third step, guys? Tell me now.
Sync blob storage.
Storage.
Exactly. The first one is what is it you are creating? Source.
For source.
Yeah. For the next one, what is it we are doing?
Sync.
For sync.
Exactly. That is nothing but the sync here. Okay. So we have the source, we have the sync. So now, guys, this is the step we have it. What is it? Step we have it? The first one is the resource group creation, and the step 2 is the creation of the blob storage, that is the source, and the step 3 is the creation of Azure Blob Storage sync. These are the things we have to start up with. So now, guys, I'm directly just we are jumping into the subject now. So do anyone requires any clarifications? Yes, you can ask me now.
So what is resource group?
Resource group is like basically a folder, main folder, where the entire process of the pipeline will be recorded. The entire process of the pipeline will be recorded. Likewise, can you see here? You have a folder here. Are you able to see my desktop, everyone?
Yes, sir.
See,
Yes, sir.
I have a folder. ADF videos is there. Just open this. This is a folder, na? This is a folder, and this folder having some files here. Can you see? Many files are there. Many files are there. Can you see? So many files are there. If I delete this folder, the entire files will be deleted or not? Tell me, guys.
Yes, sir.
So in the same way, yes, in the same way here also, if you delete, the same will be deleted. So we have a resource group. Each resource group can have a single or multiple pipelines. Each resource group can have what? One single and multiple pipelines. That's not a restriction on this. Okay, guys. So now, yes, guys.
Pipeline like a subfolder.
Yeah, who is this chat? Somebody, Hassan Khan. Okay, why have you created 2 resource group? Why can't you create 1 resource group with 2 containers? In fact, Hassan, we can just create that also. I will show you. Don't worry about that. Yes, who was it? Who was asking me a question? Go ahead.
This is money, Samir.
Yeah. Tell me. What is the question?
Actually, the pipeline means the subfolder we connected that way.
No. No. Pipeline is not a subfolder. I'll tell you. See, I think still some of us are not clear with the concept, basically what we are doing. See, I told you already, the thing is that we must and should know, know these things. Else, guys, just a minute, give me 10 minutes time. I'll just refresh it, all the things. Is it okay, everyone, if I just refresh it, the entire process?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so I'll just refresh it once. See here, I'm just going again because guys, I want everyone to concentrate well, and this is the last time I'm repeating it. From tomorrow onwards, there will be no repetition again and again, because already I've been telling you all these things since the past 4 or 5 days. Okay, no issues. So I'm starting with the data. Data means what is that? Information. Just concentrate all of you. Information. And now you have what is that? Big means what? Huge. So that means what is that? You have it? Big data. Big data means what? Big information. So here you have what is that? Huge. So we can say big data. Big data means what, guys? Big data means a large amount of data, very massive, very huge amount of data is called as what? Big data. Is called as what? Big data. So whereas what are the categories or what are the types of big data you can have? We can have that big data classified into 3 types. What is the type? Can anyone tell me?
Structured data, semi-structured data, unstructured.
Yes, exactly. First one is what? Structured. Structured data. The first one is called a structured data, and the second one is called as what? Yes, guys? Exactly. Very good. Semi-structured. Semi-structured data, and the third one is what is it? You have it? Unstructured, which does not have any structure. Unstructured data. So these are the three type of data basically we can have: structured, semi-structured, and what is that? Unstructured. So hence we can say that, yeah, exactly. So we can say what is that? The basically it is classified into three categories: structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. Whereas this particular type of data, whatever the data we have it, this is nothing but big data will be always available in the source here. Source means what? A place where information is available is called as a data source. Is called as what? Data source. I'm using the word data source or source of data, you can say. Data source, else you can use the word called what? Source of data. Source means what? Source of data. That means what? We say source of income. Yes, guys, we say source of income means what? A place from where we get the money. At the same, in the same way, source here means what? A place from where we get the data is called as what? Source of data. Database. Yes, it can be database. It can be any type. Okay, it can be what is it? You have it database. Okay, database, or it can be what is it? Files. Okay, etc. Any type of thing you can have it. The data we have it, and files, various categories of files. So what we do is using this Azure Data Factory. What is that? Azure Data Factory. So I'm using Azure Data, what is it? Factory. Okay, guys, Azure Data Factory. Using this Azure Data Factory, what we do is we perform. It is Azure Data Factory is what? It is basically a service provided by Microsoft. It is a service provided by what is that? Microsoft to perform the job of what is that? ETL. That means whenever it is a service, it is not a software, guys. It is a service provided by Microsoft to perform the job of ETL. It stands for what? Extraction, transformation, and load. Yes. So as we know that source is nothing but a place where the data is recorded, which we call it as what? Source of data. And now the source of data will be ultimately transferred to the target. Target means what? Here in between you will have an, that is nothing but, target is nothing but what? Ultimately the place where we have the data. That is also called as what? Decision making system. Target is also called as what? Always the target, not every time, but most of the times the target is called as what? Decision making system. It is called as what type of data here? It is called as what? Decision making system. That means we always take the decision, we always perform the analysis by using the data of the target, by using the data of the target. That is called as what? Decision making system. And decision making system means what? Always the data which is recorded in a data warehouse. Guys, in a data warehouse, it is called as what? Decision making system data. The data stored within a data warehouse, it is recorded in which manner here? Summarized manner. It is recorded in which manner here, guys? Summarized manner. And these records are used for what? Decision making system, or decision making, you can say, is used for what? Decision making. That is to take a decision. That's it. Okay. So whereas this is nothing but the source and the target. And between the source and target, we perform the job of what is that? ETL. E stands for what, guys? Extraction. And T stands for what is that? Transformation. Yes. E stands for extraction, T stands for transformation, L stands for what? Yes, loading of data. Exactly, loading of the data. Wherein, guys, wherein, what is it? You have it? Wherein the extraction starts from here. Suppose you have the data stored in a database called Oracle database. See, guys, if at all you have an Oracle database, it means what? It is on-premises or cloud-based?
On-premises.
On-premises.
Oracle database.
On-premises.
On-premises.
Yeah, exactly.
Database.
Very good. Very good. On-premises. That is nothing but on-premise. That means It is on premises. See guys, I'll just tell you one more thing. On premises and cloud is nothing but, I'll just tell you a very good example. You can just remember this, which is use it in your daily life also, and you can just remember this very easily. On premises is just like your mobile phone, where you have the entire photos, everything recorded in your mobile phone memory, and you store the data or your your contacts or your photographs or videographs within a Gmail, Google Drive, within a Google Drive, isn't it or not? Within a Google Drive you store it. Within the Google Drive you store it. So hence that is called as what? Cloud data. That is called what? Cloud data. So in the mobile phone also we have two memories here right now. What is that? The first memory is the mobile inbuilt memory, whether it is 256 GB or whatever it may be. Apart from this, you will also have that is nothing but memory provided on the cloud. That is called as what? Google Drive. Google Drive is what? Cloud data. That's it. The same example here also you can say. The on-premises means what? The data which is recorded on the premises, on the premises of the company, premises of an business entity, premises of a business entity, premises of a business entity is called as what? Yes guys, it's called as what? On premises. It's called as what? On premises. Data recorded in what is that? On premises. Now here that Oracle database data is recorded in on premises, and from the on premises you have to load the data into what is that? Your data is right now you have to load it into this let us say Synapse. Synapse is what? Can anyone tell me what is Synapse?
Azure data warehouse.
Yes, Azure data warehouse. That is the data warehouse. The data warehouse of the Azure is nothing but called as what? Synapse. So that means what you have to do? You have to transfer the data from on-premises Oracle database towards it Synapse. Synapse, you have to transfer it. Synapse Analytics we call it as. So hence this kind of a transfer is called as what? Yes, on-premises to what is that? Synapse. On-premises to what is that? Synapse. That is on-premises to cloud. On-premises to what is that? Cloud. So this is nothing but cloud here. On-premises to what is that? Cloud. So here we have the data recorded in what is that? On-premises to cloud. So now we have to load the data. For that, first of all, we perform the job of extraction, transformation, and loading using the Azure Data Factory. So Azure Data Factory will start here. ADF. So ADF will perform this job of extraction and transformation and loading by using what is that? Some of the components of ADF. Some of the components of ADF, which is mandatory. So what are the components of ADF? Can you tell me, guys?
Pipeline.
Pipeline. linked
Pipeline
services.
activities,
Yes,
data flows,
exactly.
triggers,
Yes, first one is what? Pipeline. Pipeline full name is what?
Data
Data
pipe.
pipeline.
Exactly. Data pipeline. It is called as what? Data pipeline. And the second one, what is that? You have it? Let us we can say
Activity.
linked service.
Link.
See, linked service. Let us go into this process only. Linked services. So what do you mean linked service? Pipeline means what? The entire ADF designs a pipeline. The pipeline will start from here. The pipeline will start and the pipeline will end here. At the loading point, it will end. Okay. So now between this, you perform the job of ETL. So first of all, do you have any relationship between the Oracle and the ADF? No, we don't have it. So first of all, what we do is we load the data from the Oracle database. We load the data from what is that? Oracle database. We load the data from what is that? Oracle database into what? Into the Azure storages. Into what is that? Azure storages. And what are the Azure storages you have it, guys?
Blob storage.
Yes, exactly. That is nothing but Azure storages. See, make sure Azure storages are common for ADF, Azure Data Factory, or Azure Databricks, or Synapse. It is common. So I'm having what's that? Azure Blob Storage. Azure Blob Storage. So guys, here you have a Azure Blob Storage. So I'm using Azure Blob Storage here. Can you see? I'm using what is that? Azure Blob Storage. I'm using what is that? Azure Blob Storage. So here I'm just writing it Azure Blob Storage. So now, do you have any relationship between Azure Blob Storage and Oracle? Yes, guys, do we have any relationship now? No, this does not have it. So for that, for creating a relationship, we use what is that? Linked service. What is that we use, guys? Tell me now. We use what is that? Yes, am I audible to everyone? I want
Yes,
to
sir.
answer.
Linked services.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
establish the connection between
Yes,
on-premise
we
to
have to establish the connection. Excellent. So for that, we use the linked service. So using the linked service, we connect the on-premises system to what is that? Azure Blob Storage. And Azure, from the Azure Blob Storage, we pick up the data into what is that? Data factory system. That is called as what? ADF. Into the data factory system, we just pick up the data. From here, that means the pipeline is starting. Can you see here? The pipeline is starting here. Okay. Till end here. Till end, the pipeline is here. Here also you have a pipeline. So what is happening is Azure Blob Storage is a storage. So we pick up the data from the Oracle database, which is on-premise, which is on the on-premises system, and we load that data into Azure Blob Storages. And within the Azure Blob Storages, the data will be recorded in what format here? In the form of data sets. In the form of what? Data sets. So what do you mean data sets, guys? Data sets are nothing but, this is called as a, yes guys, what do you mean data set?
Data stored in a segregated
Combination
in
of
form of tables.
variables and
collection of
That's it.
information.
observations.
Combination of files.
Very good. That is nothing but data set is a table. For your understanding, with data set is a table. So we create the data set. So ultimately the blob storage data is recorded inside a data set. Inside a data set only. Make sure. And what is the next thing you have it? Linked service is completed, data set is there, pipeline is starting from here and ending till here. The entire thing is called as what? Pipeline only. Now, so what is the other component you have it? Tell me now, guys.
Mapping data flow.
Yes.
Activity.
Okay, we'll first see the activities. We'll see the activities. Can you see here? Activities. Activities means what? Now, what is it I want? Now I want to copy the data. Make sure all of you just concentrate here. Copy the data from Oracle database to the Synapse. What is my activity I'm telling you? Copy. Only Control C and Control V job. It is the Control C and Control V job I'm doing it. So for that I'm using copy activity. I'm using the activity called, what is that? Copy activity. Activity is nothing but the action you wanted to perform on the data. That means simply I'm using what? Copy here. Copy data from Azure Blob Storage, which is picked up from what is that? Oracle database, and ultimately paste it into what is that? Synapse. So Synapse will store the data into what? Again, you can have the storage. Same blob storage, you can have it in the Synapse also. Getting my point? You can have the data stored in what is that? Even into the Synapse, you can store the data, or you can have the data into what is that? Blob storage only. So we can have what is that? Data recorded in blob storage. That means, can you see here? From one blob storage to another blob storage, or we can say from one blob storage to another blob storage, we are copying the data. Getting my point, guys? So for that, I'm using an activity called what? Copy activity. That's it. The activity called what? Copy activity. And the fifth component, what is the fifth you have it? Triggers. I'm just telling you triggers, guys. Triggers means what? To start the pipeline on a particular given time and date, start copying this activity and paste the that is data and end it. That is called as what? This is called as what? Triggering. To start the pipeline. To start the pipeline. The pipeline will not be automatically start. That is what we have to automate the pipeline to start on a particular day, date, and time. So that we can automate it by using that concept called what? Triggers. Trigger is nothing but just like the alarm. You want to ring the alarm at particular point or particular day, particular time. At that particular time, it will ring. That is what it will ring. It will trigger. We can say in the same way to kickstart the pipeline. To kickstart the pipeline on a particular given date, day, and time. We use what is that? We use what is that? Yes, we use what is that? We use the what is it? Triggers. We use the concept of what? Triggers. The sixth one. What is the sixth one you have is that? Now I'm coming to this mapping data flows, or we can say data flows. Yeah, mapping data flows. Mapping data flows means what? Ultimately, when you want to perform the transformation. That means whenever you wanted to perform some arithmetic operations on the data, I'm telling you, arithmetic operations on the data, or whatever the ultimate changes you wanted to make on the data to summarize it, we use what is that? Mapping data flows. Okay. And the seventh and what is that we have it? Yes, guys, tell me now.
Integration runtime.
Yes, IRs. So I told you IR will see once we get into the subject. Integration runtime. Integration runtime. That's it, guys. These are that is nothing but components we have it. And what are the storages you can have? You can have Azure Blob Storage. You can have what is that? Azure
Data Lake Gen 1.
ADLS.
Yes, Azure Data Lake. Yes, guys. Gen 1.
Gen 1, Gen 2.
Yes, Azure Data Lake. So we want what is that? Azure Data Lake Gen 1. Then we can have what is that? Gen 2. Then we can have what is that? Cosmos DB.
Azure.
Yes,
Azure
Cosmos DB.
Synapse.
Yes, Cosmos DB, Azure Synapse. I'm using what is that? Azure Cosmos DB. Cosmos DB, what, guys? Where you have no SQL database. Right now, it is very booming product in the market. Then we have what is that? Azure Cosmos DB, Azure SQL DB, SQL database. Yeah, SQL database. And then we have what is that? Yes,
Elastic Pool.
Yes, Synapse. We have a Synapse. Synapse. That's it, guys. So these are some storages. You have many storages. I showed you yesterday already. Okay. Now, guys, is it clear now for every one of you? Now, shall we start with this practical thing, what we were doing? Yes. So, yes, we are into the case study. First case study. Title of the case study is copy data from Azure Blob Storage to Azure Blob Storage. So for that, I'm using source of data as the Azure Blob Storage and sync data storage as the Azure Blob Storage. Whereas I'm performing only the activity called copy activity. I'm performing the activity called, guys, what? Copy. That means there is no transformation. Simply Control C and Control V job. Control C means what? Copying the data. Control V means what? Pasting the data. Getting my point? That's it. You're doing it. So first of all, you have to create a resource group, guys. Yes. So I'm just creating a resource group. So now you got it. What is resource group? Resource group is a main folder which holds the entire data pipeline. Can you see here that this entire thing? Why I told you is this entire data pipeline, guys. This entire data pipeline will be recorded in what is that? Resource group. Under the resource group only, you will have everything. Getting my point? Yes, everyone. Resource group is nothing but it is like a main folder. So make sure not only one, you can have multiple pipelines can be created on a single resource group. You can create what's that? Multiple pipelines can be stored on a single resource group. So first of all, you have to create a resource group. For creation of resource group, I told you already, guys. So what is the process you have it? We have the process as what? Just click on the resource group here. You have it, the resource group, and just click on the create option. Create option. So I'm using it. Yes, everyone is following or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, only 2-3 people are saying yes, sir. What about the rest of you? We have already
Yes,
46.
sir. Following, sir.
Yes, sir. We are following.
So just give the name here. Any resource group. So I'm using what is that? ADF. Can you see here? I'm using the ADF 7 p.m. class. This is the resource group name I'm using it. Okay, guys. Just click on create. Review plus create. Review validation is passed. That means there is no resource group with this name. So click on create. Now, guys, the resource group is ready. See, just check the properties of the resource group. Just for clarification purpose, I'm just showing you. See, who is the subscriber? The subscriber or the subscription is taken on the name of Samir ADF ADB. Okay, guys. And then you have what is that? This is my subscription ID, and deployments is no deployment. We have not started yet, and it is working on a data center called what is that? East US. Can you see here, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That means we are connected right now with the East US server. Whatever you are storing it right now, if you design a pipeline also, it will go and store in which data center? It will store it in the data, yes, East US data center. See, this is the,
data center.
yes, that's it. Now guys, this is the resource group. Now we have already done with the first step of our programming code. What is that? We have created the resource group. This is the steps. Okay, these are the steps. You have the first step we have done already. Yes, the second step is what? Create the Azure Blob Storage for source. So guys, I'm opening a new tab. I'm taking a new tab here, and that is nothing but on the new tab, just open this.
Adios, amigo. Powering off.
You put it in the mute mode. If you want to ask some question, just go ahead. Guys, you have a storage account. Just click on the storage account. Now click on create. Yes, guys. So automatically it has selected the resource group because I don't have any resource group, other resource group. But in the real time, you will have you just scroll this, you will get the list of resource groups, and which one you want, you have to type it. And which one means what? How to select this resource group? That will be there in your specification document. You will get a specification document based on that only you have to work in the real time. So hence you have to select that. I'm selecting the same resource group here. Once the resource group is selected, now you have to provide your name of your choice. I'm using the name of my choice as source data store Durga. Getting my point? So I'm using what's it? Source data store. What's it? Durga. That is nothing but DURGASOFT, or I'm just using what's it? DURGASOFT. That's it. Okay. Source data store DURGASOFT. That's it. This is my source name. So now click on what is that? Review. See, there is no name available. So it will give you the validation as passed. Now, once the validation is passed, guys, then you have to click on what's it? Create. That's it. It's deploying. Deploying means what? Creation only. The deployment is a process of creating. So it will take a minute, a half minute time or some seconds time. It will take 30 seconds or 40 seconds to create it. Based on your speed of your data, everything, it depends. So you need not worry on this. Now it is deploying. Deploying means what? Creation. Okay. So it is okay. That's it. Just wait. Sometimes it may take a minute, more than a minute time. So it's deploying. Source data store DURGASOFT. Now it is created, guys. Just open and see now. It is created now. Yes, guys. It is created. That's it. Now it's ready. The source data store is ready now. Now you have to click on another tab. Now I have to design my target. So see, it's not mandatory to open the new tab every time. Just for your clarifications to avoid the confusion, I'm just opening this tabs here. Okay, everyone okay? Because you have just started interfacing yesterday, so I want everyone to be very the specific on this. So that's the reason I'm using it. Okay, guys, everyone is okay, clear with this?
Yes, sir.
So now
Yes,
I'm
sir.
using what? Yes, I'm using the storage account, the second storage account, and now click on the create. Now the source data store DURGASOFT is created. Now I'm just creating one more. Click on create, and now I'm using what is the target. Same resource group. Make sure you follow the same resource group for source and target. Don't change the resource group here. So I'm using what's that? Sync data store storage DURGASOFT. Okay, guys. Sync data storage DURGASOFT. Sync data store is already there. So what is happening? It's not taking even the DURGASOFT. Okay, one. See here. Sync data store. Is it fine now? Yeah. Review it first.
Power on. You've plugged into Nirvana. Your device is ready to pair.
Just put it in your mute mode. Who is this? Now, guys, the validation is passed.
Connected to both
Click
stuff.
on the create. Now, guys, see here. It is that is means the sync is, we are deploying the sync. That means creating the sync right now.
Sir, both storage must be in the same resource group. Is it mandatory, sir?
Obviously, now under one resource group only, you have to create it. If you have multiple resource groups, so then it will be, how can you transfer this under one only? But we can, mostly the same resource group only you'll have it, mostly. Okay. Now, guys, I will
And
show you that
the
once we see
subscription
some
is-
good, yes.
Yeah, the subscription.
Who is it?
Yes. So this is Satyarat. So like when we created the resource group, so it is linked with a subscription.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously. Now, guys, the source is ready and the sync is ready. The source is ready and the sync is ready. Till here we have seen this. Okay, guys. Resource group is created, source data store is created, sync data store is created. Now, guys, the next stage, the step 3 is create. The step 3 is done. Yes, any doubt till here? Now you can ask me, guys, if you have any doubts. Yeah, go ahead with your doubts if you have any.
Yes, yes. So I have a doubt. Like when we created the resource group, it was linked with a subscription. So what is that subscription mean?
Subscription is nothing but basically that is nothing but your username. Type of a username. Suppose you have taken the subscription. That means it is attached with the subscription only.
Okay.
The username, whatever we have it, username. That means this particular user. See, you and me and some all 50 people are working on a same project. But okay, we all are working it. But for all of us, one subscription is taken. That is called a corporate subscription is taken, not individual. Corporate subscription is taken for all of us. So we all will be working on what? One subscription ID. All of us will be allocated with what? One subscription ID. That means under one subscription only we can have, but we can have multiple resource groups on the same subscription ID. Getting my point? Okay. So if suppose we are working individually, you will have separate that is subscription ID, and I will have a separate subscription ID. That's it. Getting my point?
Yeah. So when we will get that? When I will create a account on Azure, then I will get a subscription
Yes.
ID.
Yes, exactly. You create an account, then obviously you will get it. So, guys, so next step is what? Step 4. Now, guys, step 4. Step 4. Now, guys, you have to create the storage. Guys, create the storage containers. Create the storage containers. That means what? That means these storage containers, okay, has to be created within the, what is this container? Guys, what do you mean containers? Containers are nothing but these are called as the root folders. These are called as what? Root folders, which points to the source. These are called as what? Root folders. These are called as root folder, which points to the, what is that? Which points to the, yes, which points to the source file. For that, I'll give you an explanation. Now, now I have one file here. Can you see, all of you? Are you able to see my screen, everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now I have my file here. I am just, can you see here, all of you guys? I have airlines.csv is here. Airlines.csv. Open this. No. This file, yes, no problem. Okay. Now open this file, guys. Can you see here? This is the data actually we have it. This data is pertaining to, okay, some of the, flights, some of the flights information, where you have the first one is the ID of the flight. I'm just briefing you the file of the flight, and next one is the name of the flight. That is name of the airlines, you can say name of the airlines. And next one, what is it? You have it, code number of the airlines. Getting my point? Yes. Code number of the, yes, code number of the, yes, guys, what is it? You have it, code number of the airlines. That is nothing but this particular airline, and which country, to which country this particular airlines belongs to. Likewise, you have, can you see here, guys, what is it? You have 213 flight unit. The ID number of the airline is 5. Right? That is, this is the airlines name we have it, and this is the airlines code. And you have, what is that? This belongs to a country called Russia. This belongs to a country called, what is that? Russia. This belongs to a country called, what is that? Russia. Getting my point, all of you? This belongs to a country called what? Russia. So this is the data we have it. We have already some, 6,200 and change rows are there. 61, total rows are what? 6132 something. 6162. Can you see it? 6162 rows are there. 6,162 rows are there. This is the file. Now this file is located on where? Can you tell me now? Where is my file located here? My file is located on the desktop. Desktop. My file is located on my desktop. All of you okay? Just see here as it is. The file is located on a desktop. From this desktop, I wanted to get the data onto the cloud environment, and into my source. So source requires a container to store the data, because this is the source data store I have created, but it requires the storages, containers. It requires, what is that? Container. Container are nothing but what? A type of a storages. So we can store the data in the form of a container, or in the form of a files, in the form of, what is that? Tables. Okay, or in the form of, what is that? We have queues. Okay, we can store the data in the what? Following formats. That is called as what? Storages. These are called as, within a single storage account, we can store the data in the form of a container, files, tables, or what is that? Queues. You have it. Just check here. Can you see here? First, data storages. Ultimately, the data will be stored into the storage account into, what is it? Container, file shares, queues, and what is that? You have it? Tables. So now, first of all, I want to store the data in what? Container. So click on the container. Click on container. Yes, guys, click on the container. You don't have any container. This is a default. You leave it. So now we have to click on the container, create the container. So I'm using what? Click on the container, new container. And here I'm using a word called input. That means I'm taking the data from the external source. So for that, I'm using the word called what? Input. You can use any name of your choice, but don't use the capital letters. This is a case sensitive, guys. So click on create. Click on create. Just a minute. It will create in 1 second. Yes. Just a minute. Actually, it should not take this much time. It's hanging up. Just a minute. Okay, now guys, I'll just try once more. So I'm just using the word called input. Input, and now click on create. Just a minute, the network is a bit slow. That is the reason why it's taking much time. Okay, but actually it will create in that is in seconds. Okay, can you see here, guys? The input container is created. Open this. You don't have any data in this input container. That means this is the root folder. Now click on upload. Yeah, go ahead. Who is this? Now click on upload, and now select where is your file. Where is your file? Yes, where is my
Desktop.
file?
Desktop.
Yes, exactly.
Local desktop.
Yes, map it.
It is
Yeah,
on
so
desktop,
click
sir.
on this. Yes, so just click on this. Click on the desktop. And now select the file. Where is my file? The file is airlines.csv. Open this, upload it. That's it. It is just like you upload your email. Don't you think so, guys?
Yes, sir.
We are just attaching the data. That's it. Now, guys, the data is attached. Still, you did not have. Yeah, it's not there. Yeah, uploaded. Uploaded. What is that? You have it now. Refresh it once. The system is a bit slow. Don't worry. Now, airlines.csv. The file is uploaded now into the source. Now, guys, your source is ready. Perfectly ready. Now, sync. Even sync is empty now. So click a container here. But this container, it should be empty. Click output. I'm using an output word called output, guys. Output means for your clarity and for your understanding, I'm using output, OUT, out, PUT, put, output. That's it. Click on this. See here, the output is created. The output container is ready here. Can you see? Now, can you see here? Just see. Location is output folder. And here you check the location is input folder. Okay, now in this input folder, we have airlines.csv, and in the output, we don't have any data. Now, for what is that we have to do? We have to copy the data from input and source data store DURGASOFT towards that sync data store DURGASOFT. You have to copy the data. Now, guys, the actual job of an ADF engineer starts here. That is nothing but step 5.
Sir, this loading of data will be the manual process, or this can be automated?
It can be both. Okay, so we have the step 5. The step 5 is what is that? Create data factory. Data factory means Azure data factory. I'm starting this Azure data factory now. So for that, click on this, guys. I'm taking a new tab. Just go and use a new tab here. Don't do anything. Just click on new tab. Now, guys, click on a new tab. Now just select it here. A new tab, I'm opening it just for the clarity purpose. I'm opening a new tab now. Now, guys, just click on the data factory. If you don't find it, the data factory, you can just select it here and you can type the data factory. You'll get it here. As I'm frequently using it, I have it on the saved on the desk on my this application this thing that is on the top of my application. Now, can you see here data factory starting up. Now the data factory is startup. Now it is empty. No factories to display. There is no factory. So now create a data factory. Can you see? Yes, guys. Am I audible, everyone?
Yes.
Is audible?
Sir, your voice is breaking.
So now, guys. Yeah, just a minute. Add some network. Just a minute. Yeah, guys, just a minute. Wait 1 minute. Actually, there is some network issue. Am I able to like everyone is able to hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, just a minute. Some network issue. Just a minute. Oh, so right, so. Okay, guys, now I got it. Sorry, there was some network issue, so sometimes happens like this. Now, guys, I'm audible to you, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma. So now what we'll do is I'll just let us repeat the step because of this network. We have lost it. So now the source is ready and the target is ready. And now we have to open a new tab, and then we once we open the new tab, guys. So what we need to do? Just we have to open the on the this one called Azure. Open it on the Azure. Now, guys, open the data factory. Open the data factory. Okay, just click on the create option. Job. Okay, so let's click on the create option. Now, guys, once we have this create option, can you see it? The subscription by default it is taking the name of whatever the name I have chosen at the time of creating it. And resource group, you have to select it. What is the resource group we have created now? ADF 7 PM class, isn't it, guys? Select the same resource group now. Everyone, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Now use the name as instance. I'm using the name instance. Yes, guys, copy. See, try to use first letter as a capital, rest of all should be in small, and this is the another capital letter you have to use it. Instance, copy data from blob to blob. This is the instance name I'm giving, very clarified name I'm giving it. Now, guys, once you have given the name, click on the Git configuration. From the basic tab, you have to give this basic information, and the version is v2. Okay, region is East US, region is taking by default. Now click on the Git configuration, and now what it will ask you is whether you want to integrate with Azure DevOps now. Now I don't want to integrate. Now I don't want it right now. I don't want the GitHub. I don't want the GitHub. I don't want the Azure DevOps right now. So just click on Git configuration later. Click on what is that? Configure Git later. Click on what is that? Configure Git later. That's it, guys. This is the basic one, and this is the under this you have to select the Git configure later. Then afterwards click on the create option. It will create. Everyone is okay? Now click on the create. Yes. What happened? I'm not getting any voice. Any issue with the network?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No,
We are concentrating.
Okay, now, so this is now the data factory is ready. The data factory is what is that? Ready. So go to the resource. Click on the resource. Now the data factory is ready. Now, guys, the actual job of an ADF engineer starts on this. Now click on the Open Azure Data Factory Studio. That means you are launching the studio now. That means Azure Data Factory, you are launching it right now. For that, click on what is that? Azure Data Factory Studio. starts authorizing and monitoring your data pipelines and data flows. What is it? Start, okay, authoring and monitoring your data pipelines, and what is that? Yes, what is that? Data flows. Click on this. This is nothing but your data factory session. Actually, ADF starts from this point. Getting my point, all of you? The actual ADF stands from this point here. The actual ADF starts from this point. Can you see here? Instance copy data from blob to blob. This is the name of my data factory instance. Instance means what? A type of a session, you can say. From the left blade, this is called as a blade, guys. From the left blade, this is called as blade, and these are called as tiles: home tile, other tile, monitor tile, and manage tile. So expand this, click on the expand. Now home, monitor, other, and manage. So now, guys, we have created the session. Can you see it? The fifth is, what is that? Create data factory session. Once a data factory session is created, then you have to click on, what is that? Launch. Launch. Okay, launch, or you can say open data factory studio. Okay, that's it. Then afterwards, the step 6. What is the step 6, guys? Can anyone tell me what is the sixth step we have it?
Data pipeline.
Yes.
Design pipeline.
Yes, exactly. The actual job starts from here. Here you will have tiles here. How many tiles are there?
4.
Yes. The 4 tiles. What is the first tile name you have it? Home.
Other.
Other. Yes.
Monitor.
Then monitor.
Manage.
Exactly. Guys, okay. These are the 4 tiles you have it. These are the 4 tiles. Now, guys, you have to start designing everything. Now, once the data factory session is launched, then only you will have to initiate this all will come into existence. What is that? The all components of ADF, what we have discussed. This all components will come into existence now. Getting my point? This all comes into what is it? Existence now. What is it? Components. So these are the components we have to just look into it. So now the component starts from here point. So now, first of all, what is that you have to do? So let us start first of all with the component called, or with the component called linked service. Let us start with the component called what, guys? Linked service. Let us start with what? Linked service. So how now? Okay, so this is nothing but the session of, okay, already it's 8:15 now. Okay, no issues, guys. So we have a time frame here. So what we'll do is we'll end up the class. So till this point, that is nothing but, what is that you have it? Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, and step 6. And rest of the process, deployment of all these components, we will see it in the tomorrow's session. Okay, guys? Tomorrow's session, we'll just see this. So for the day, I'm just stopping the class. Now, if you have any doubts, you can go ahead with your doubts.
So this factory studio is an IT.
Huh?
So factory studio is an IT.
Practice.
So this factory studio, so where you have open, where we have these tiles, homes. So this is an IT integrated development environment.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. What is the next thing? Any other doubts?
So here we have to write the code, or it's just like drag and drop?
Now simply drag and drop. No code will be there.
What's
Sir,
the
create
instance?
storage account is the default blob storage, right?
Yeah, default is a blob storage.
Samir, what is the instance? Like actual meaning of instance?
Session.
Session. Only the session.
Hmm.
Thanks.
Samir, can we manage both source and sink storage with the same size, or any size variations are okay?
Guys, you have already begun the practical sessions. I want everyone. Okay. So I want
Samir? Samir?
Hello. Hello.
okay, that's it, guys. We'll just stop the class here and we'll continue tomorrow. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Samir, Samir sir,
boliye. Yes, go ahead.
still we have not got any video on our Google Drive.
You can just contact that is I'll give you a number. You can just contact her. Her name is Muskan. She will be looking into the administration. That means this all providing of this. Okay. Anyways, we'll create the
Samir, are we getting means videos recordings once we join a class?
Yes, yes, of course you'll get the recordings.
Class recording, right?
Yeah, class recording we'll get it. We'll have the recording. You can just go to this go through the session, and this recording access will be given for 6 months.
Okay. Yeah.
You can contact
Samir.
Yeah, go ahead. Who's this?
My name is Krishna.
Yeah, tell me, Krishna.
Power BI or Azure ADF same or different courses?
Azure
and Power BI.
Power BI is only a particular cloud-based tool. It is.
Any relation is 2 courses.
Relation, you can create the relationship. What is that? Obviously,
relation in the sense is the Power BI
is reporting
only for
Power BI
creating the reports.
Yeah, and this is one.
It's integration.
Yeah, this is basically the integration.
Okay.
Samir?
Yeah, go
Sir,
ahead.
if we do not have any credit cards, then how we have to create the account, sir?
Oh, see, you have to manage it by yourself only, because credit card no one is going to share, isn't it? That's a personal information. So you must and should have it. You can just.
Sir, is there any other alternate option available?
To check whether they are accepting the debit card or not.
Hi Samir, I'll take only 2 minutes. In order to get job, what are the things that we need to know? Only ADF or some other things also will be added?
ADF is enough to get a job. ADF is more than enough to get a job. Obviously, ADF is more than enough to get a job. But the more you have a knowledge, the better you will get things. The better the chances of getting a job will increase a lot. Obviously.
So apart from this, what are the things that I need to learn?
Nothing you need to learn. Just concentrate on ADF. That is more than enough for you to get a job.
Sir, I have learned SQL and PLSQL from the same institute, DURGASOFT. Is it beneficial to me?
Obviously, without the SQL, you cannot be into IT. You must and should know the SQL.
SQL and PLSQL.
Yeah, PLS. Yes. That's very good to have it. Yeah, go ahead.
Like how much it will be expanding, like on the credit card after
2 rupees, 2 rupees, 2 rupees, only 2 rupees.
Okay, so for next debit, it will be asking the
yes, of course. The OTP will be sent to your mobile number to which it is linked. Your credit card is linked. If you just satisfy that particular, this thing, pass OTP, then only it will direct it. Else it won't be directed. Don't worry about that.
So that will be only for 1 month or 2 months, like
Free subscription will be only for 1 month to 45 days based on the credits. You will be having the credits. Okay, you will be having the credits. So based on the credit, you can just check it. If you just delete this resource group every time, then the credits will be saved for you. If you just retain it, the credit will be consumed off. After the credits are consumed, then what happens is you will have to pay for everything. So I'll just let you know tomorrow how to save this thing on this money and all those things on this, how to save your cost, everything. I'll just take a session on this tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And please
Hi,
also
Samir, I
do
have
a
it.
section of yes, Samir, like please do a section of how to do the cost saving in that part, and also like creating the account and all. If like if we need any help on that. Yeah.
Definitely. I will just remind me once you get into the class tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Next question.
Sir?
Yeah, go ahead. Next question.
Sir?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sir, I'm completely new to Azure, sir. You mentioned in syllabus that cloud concepts, cloud computing concepts, and core Azure services. When will you cover, sir?
Which 4 services you're talking about?
First, there is cloud computing concepts. So what is cloud and cloud models and cloud services? All those, I think, basics,
Yes,
though, sir.
that is the basic. Yes, cloud computing. Yes, concepts.
Yeah. Will you cover, or we have to take any other platform for that?
No. I'll just give you the basics on that. Don't worry. I'll give you one day. We'll have a basics on that because just we wanted to get into the subject now. That's the reason why I have moved on to directive practicals.
Okay, sir. Because I don't know even creating resources also.
Yeah. No issues. This is the the practical class, first class only. We have not seen more apart from this.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir,
Next.
how many end-to-end projects we will be covering?
We will see around 35 case studies. 40 case studies we'll see.
Sir, any like any end-to-end project that we can mention on to our resume?
This particular case study itself is a type of a the project work what you're doing it. We will have a very lengthy this thing. Don't worry about that. End-to-end project in the sense, basically we have one after this session is completed. That means one 3 to 4 hours class will be there. That is the project session. There I'll tell you the entire end-to-end life cycle of the project. How does it works? From where does it starts and where it ends? Okay.
Okay, so because we now have to mention on to our
Yes, you
resume.
can also specify this particular project. You can specify that particular project on this even in your resume, but say changing this the client name and all, because you cannot mention the same client what we are making out right now in this case study. Okay.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Next, anyone?
Samir, we created 2 storage groups, right? Storage.
What is storage?
No. We created source and target storage accounts, right?
Yes, exactly.
Both we have to maintain the same size, or any differences is okay?
No. You maintain in the sense, generally you will have it. Suppose already there is target is there, already some data is there. You won't delete the data now. For the current pipeline run only, it will is concerned, both of them. For that, but yeah, there is nothing restriction on that. Don't worry. There is no restriction of data, but maximum data is 500 TB.
Oh, currently I'm working as a storage admin, but in NetApp point of view, always the destination side will be higher than the source side.
Obviously, na, because the destination will be that decision making system, whatever you have it, the target.
Yes.
So obviously, prior to this, many the data from not only this source, from many sources, it might have loaded the data.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's obviously it will be higher than this source.
Oh.
Yeah. Next one. Next, another question.
Sir, we'll be covering the data engineering concept also. No? So in this
Obviously,
particular course.
obviously, the data engineering concept will cover it. It is basically a type of, guys, let me clarify you. It's a type of project oriented based training. You will have the project orientation, entire thing. You will see that is from end to end, all implementations I'll show you. How the projects will start, from where it starts, where it ends, everything I'll show you.
And so classes will be from Monday to Friday or Monday to
Monday to
Saturday?
Friday only, not Saturday. Friday. Most of the times you'll have Monday to Friday only. Saturday you will not have a class. But in case if it is required to cover up the session, I will take up on Saturdays also.
And please, I mean, like a request, like make it like a dedicated timing for this, because like this will also affect like those who are working as well.
The 7 o'clock is the same time. There is no change in the time.
7 to 8.
That's it. 7 to 8:15 or 8:20. The timings will not change. The timings will be constant like this one.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks everybody for this.
That's it. Okay. Thank you. Thanks everyone. Just logging off.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye now.
Yeah. Hello. Hello.
Yeah. Tell me. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Samir, is Python is required for Azure Data Factory, right?
Not required. Python is not required for Azure Data Factory, but Python is required for bricks is mandatory.
Sorry?
For Databricks.
Oh, okay, okay. Databricks. Okay.
The basic concepts will do. That's not an issue for us.
Okay. Okay. But PySpark is required. PySpark is required for Databricks, right?
Yes.
Okay.
For Data Factory, you don't need to know this languages basically, but if you know it, you will know how to, how the cycle is moving on.
Okay.
What is happening at what point of time, you will come to know if you know the languages. If you don't know, that's not a problem.
Okay. 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 Thanks. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye bye.